Coach Johnny T. White, head coach, Douglas County High School, going into my 9th year at Douglas County. I think this is one of the most talented groups I've had in the county, but right now I'm looking for two things. I'm looking for them to play together and love each other, and I'm looking for them to play unselfish. If I can get those two, then I figure out, like I tell them all year, our motto this year is start in the dome and end in the dome. So for that to happen, we're going to have to be very unselfish and be able to love each other and not play hard for themselves or for their own accolades, but play hard for the man right beside you. If that happens, then I think this would be a great year. It'll be one of the years that I think we can make a lot of people in the county very proud of our program.
First thing, talk a little bit about the schedule. I mean, you got 6 non-region games against tough opponents. So
right now we're playing 3 teams that are ranked in the Max Preps top 50 in the country. Buford's ranked, Carrollton's ranked, Westlake is ranked, and Langston is ranked, playing 4. I think our 5 home team schedule is definitely one of the toughest in Georgia, if not in the country. We have Jonesboro, who's a 5A powerhouse at home. Then we follow that up with Langston Hughes. Then we follow that up with Buford. Then we follow that up with Westlake. And then we follow that up with Carrollton. We have to go to Newton County. We have to go to Columbia, who's going to be definitely a Final Four team in AA. Newton's going to be tough. Newton beat Grayson last year. We'll go to East Coweta, and we go to Chapel Hill. So, I mean, the schedule is what the schedule is. Like I told them, I think the biggest issue and the biggest thing that they don't understand yet is they are now going from the hunter to the hunted. No, but I mean, I think our game is going to be circled on everybody we play this year. We're not going to sneak up on anybody. So with that being said, whatever we did to get to 13-1 last year, we're going to have to maximize and get more effort to get the same results from last year. We're going to need more because we didn't like the way it finished. So we just gotta take it up one day at a time. Our slogan was last year's the same as this year. We just got to outwork yesterday. We had a decent practice yesterday, but I expect more to see today.
Coach, I hear you say, this year y'all have become the hunted instead of the hunters, and so, hunties, and so I want to ask this, at what point do you feel like that shifted for you guys? Was it just the whole 13-1 season last year, or was there a particular moment or time in the season where y'all looked like a team that others are going to be hunting for?
I think the 2 games that did it for us, believe it or not, was Langston, at Langston, and then Lee County at home.
Yeah.
Because, those were 2 teams that nobody would have bet on us on either one of those games.
Yeah.
I think those were big wins for us, for the program as well. So I think from there, we have to piggyback on that and take that a step further. I mean, we were happy, we were excited on both those wins, but now, you can't get excited on things you expect to do.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be no hooping and hollering at the end of games this year, because that's what we expect to do. And we got some games that we're going to have to, put on our hard hat and bring our lunchbox and get to work. So we'll see how it goes.
You said that could be perhaps one of your most talented squads. Last year, I know you lose a senior quarterback. You had a big-time player as DB on the other side as a senior, graduated. What is it about this team that makes you raise your eyebrows and say, hey, this might be the one, at least from a talent standpoint?
Believe it or not, all the skill guys that we have ranked, to me, it's the big ugly. It's the up front. I mean, all of our linemen are returning from last year.
Yeah.
From the offensive line. We lost 2 very good D linemen, but we have a good group of 4 to 5 guys that were in the 8-man rotation on D line last year. You win games in high school up front. I mean, because if they can't block it,
right,
it doesn't matter. So as good as I like our skill positions, both from the defensive side and the secondary and the offensive side, receivers and running backs, I'm more concerned about up front. Because if we can dominate up front, the rest of it don't matter, in my opinion.
how do you keep the guys from getting caught up in all the hype, that's surrounding the team?
It's my job to humble them. That's my job. My job is to be their coach, not their friend. My job is to tell them the truth. My college coaches always tell us the difference between a pat in the back and a kick in the butt is 6 inches. So they need to understand those 6 inches can make your season. And for us last year, it did make our season on a couple of 4th downs that we didn't get. So what are we going to do? All I keep telling them, when we went through spring ball, every day of 9 practices spring ball, I made sure to put that 21-24 on the scoreboard. And all I asked them was, is your effort today going to give us the same results as it was last year? Because if your effort is the same, then we're gonna get that same result. And you didn't like how I finished. So we gotta do things not really differently, we just gotta have more effort, more enthusiasm in what we do. So I know we're stronger than last year, I know we're bigger than last year, so that definitely takes effect. But at the same time, it's the love and it's the unselfishness that I'm more concerned about than anything.
Two more questions from me anyway. First, obviously you've got some guys who are highly touted, recruiting wise. Who are some guys that you think, maybe it could be some of those guys up front, but who are some guys that you think are maybe flying under the radar, but when people see them play, people gonna be like, yo, where'd this dude come from?
I think it's 3 of them here. I think it's Brand. I think this whole group here all on the radar.
Really?
Between Brandon and Carson and Mike and Braxton and Bryce, I think they're all under the radar players. For my underclassmen, I really think it's our center. I think Josh Vaughn is the smallest of the group because he's just at 6 feet, but he's probably the most dominant. He was first team All-State last year as a sophomore.
Wow.
So it's guys like that that I want to taking that woodshed with me and let's go to work. So and it's the whole team, but I need to understand that those stars don't mean nothing on Friday nights. You know, you got to play the game.
Right.
And sometimes those stars kind of put a dog on bullseye on your chest.
Yeah.
Cause people, you know, in the days time, everything is being filmed, so they want to put a highlight on you about that. I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about us playing together, playing hard, and loving each other. Those are my concerns right there.
Now, say this, I'll ask this question. Do you feel like, given how far y'all went last year, how close you came, and then with all that you got coming back, would it feel like, is it kind of state championship or bust? If you don't win one, will it feel like a disappointment?
I hope not.
Yeah.
It's all about effort to me. Like I can take a loss if we've given everything that we're supposed to give. I'm man enough to do that. You know, I done took some home ones like that before, but I mean, I just think that we have the right group that we'll see how the cards are dealt, and we'll play through it. But I don't want to say championship or bust. I don't. I'm not going to put that kind of moniker on any of them. What I will say is, we need to love each other and we need to be unselfish. If those two things happen, then we'll see where we end up.
How many seniors you got on the squad?
This is a small senior group. I want to say 15.
15. So talk a little bit about leadership. Is that gonna come from the seniors? Or the
I hope it
juniors?
does. I hope it does. We've had the conversation before. Great teams are coach led, but championship teams are player led. So they need to lead this team. They need to make the decisions. They need to make sure, but it's got to be. Some of it can be by example, but then some of them have to be more verbal as well. So when it comes to the point where I feel like I ain't got to talk no more, I know this team's going to be special.
All right, if you introduce your players one by
Okay.
one.
Bring them up individually.
Yeah, you slide over and then let
Okay.
them come.
Let's go in numerical order. Brandon Ellison, wide receiver, athlete, plays special teams, does a good job. Mike Thomas, DB. Braxton Lester came in as a wide receiver. He's now an outside linebacker, doing well. Carson Kendrick, secondary, DB corner, and Bryce Anderson, O-line, and also plays H-back.